What's up, guys? It's your boy Spider back for another Umamusume video. So today we're going to talk about Hishi Akebono and if she's worth summoning for, as well as support card banner. Before we get started though, I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys could drop me a like, comment, subscribe. It would really help me out trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But that being said, let's get right into this. Also, as a heads up, yes, I'm quite late to this, but it is what it is. Some of you guys may have already summoned for Hishi Akebono. Some of you guys may not summoned for her. But regardless, we'll take a look at what she does and all that good stuff. Before we get started though, real quick, if you log into the game right now, or as many of you guys have maybe already done so, there's a free universal SSR support dupe. So for some of you guys who pulled for Kitasan Black and maybe you're missing one more dupe like I was, you can get yourself your final dupe. Granted, some people are recommending to save it for future cards or whatever, but at the same time, I think it's perfectly fine if you really want to just use it for like to help, you know, if you need like one more dupe for Kitasan Black, there you go. You don't need to worry about summoning for that card anymore. And you can just start saving for anything else in the future. But something I want to let you guys know about real quick before I get right into breaking down Hishi Akebono. So, getting right into her kit, she has 99 speed, 60 stamina, 108 power, 91 guts, 92 whip. She has a ranking for turf tracks, is D for dirt, F for dirt. For distances, she has A for sprint, B for mile, F for medium, and then G for long, so she's really good at sprints. You can make her work for miles, and then anything else she's bad. And then for tracks, of course, she's only good for turf tracks. For style, she has B for front, A for pace, C for late, and then G for end, so she's really good at pace as a pace chaser, but you can make her work as a front runner if you really want to. Now her unique skill here, Yummy Speed, kick forward hard with a renewed vigor. We're starting to get tired while well positioned through halfway throughout the race, so I'm guessing she basically gets a bit of a speed boost, maybe a bit of stamina recovery once she's kind of like halfway in the race, is my assumption, because it kind of flavor text it quite a bit. Now for her essential skills here, we have Tactical Tweak. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it said Tactical Twerk. But basically what it does is that it slightly increases acceleration when positioned toward the back mid-race as a pace chaser. Perfect Prep, prepare to make for the finish line mid-race sprint. Intimidate, moderately intimidate runners behind when positioned toward the front early race as a sprint runner, or for sprint races. And then lastly we have Gorman, which is a pretty good skill, recover endurance mid-race as a pace chaser, so pretty cool stuff right there. Overall, just like, oh, and also I almost forgot her growth rate, so she has 20% into power and then 10% into guts. Also, another thing too, we did get a big update, which is kind of funny when Hishi Akebono literally dropped. But yeah, we have a big update that just dropped, so if you guys part of it, you know. So in this update, basically you can now see all the different options for different scenarios, so they make it easier for choosing, you know, which like option to choose and go for. Another great thing is that Guts is now good, so if you want to build any Guts decks, go ahead, because Guts is actually pretty good now. And a whole bunch of other cool QOL changes. Also, dailies are a little bit easier to get to finish, at least not easier, but faster. A little bit faster to do now. Anyways, let's go into a bit more details of Hishi Akebono. So, here's her max stats here once you get full dupes if you really want to go that way, but most people on this meet won't want to go that far unless, you know, you really got that kind of money. But here it is, you know, 120 speed, 74 stamina, 132 power, 111 guts, and then 113 whip. Wherever you went over these skills. She does have an extra innate skill here, sunny days, moderately increased performance in sunny weather, and hydrate, slightly recover endurance mid-race as a pace chaser. And we went over her ascension skills. Now here's going to be her evolved skills. Also, you might also not even need to use Game Torah that much that often either to like look up different things, but this is just something, you know, I always like having in the video just in case regardless. But basically for evolved skills here, for perfect prep, we have to do one any G1 race 4 times, and you have to get at least 2 skills for short aptitude. And then basically perfect prep will transform into flawless miss in place. And basically for short races, which I'm assuming is supposed to mean sprint, I think is what that means, sprint. So for any sprint race, let me just double check. Does it say, yeah, sprint? So yeah, so short would be sprint in this case. So for any sprint races, at a random point during the middle part of the race, your speed will slightly increase, and your acceleration and lane movement speed will increase as well. And then we have Gorman here. So in the whatever this training event is, select choice 1 or have at least 800 power, and you have to get at least 3 speed type skills. And then basically Gorman will turn into Bono style Gluttony. And then leader, so I guess if you're, I'm not too sure what leader means exactly. Maybe if you're a pace chaser or front runner, I'm not too sure. But basically at a random point during the second half of the race, and if you're in the middle part of the race or whatever, Your speed will increase and your stamina will recover. Okay, that's interesting. That sounds pretty good. Basically, I mean, Gorman's already really good, right? Gorman's already good as is, so basically getting an upgraded version of that is quite good. You have another option though for Gorman. So for this one, you have to get at least 3 speed type skills, or get at least 2 skills for being a pace chaser, and you have to at least have 600 guts, which luckily guts is good now, so that's not going to be too difficult. But basically, Gorman will transform into Hakeyo, and then basically it says leader again, and also for sprints. So I would assume it probably have to be somewhere between pace and front runner, and most likely is what that is referring to by leader. And then basically it's saying that at a random point during the middle part of the race, use a little extra stamina to increase your speed tremendously. So basically she'll get a speed boost while cutting into her stamina a little bit. So that could be a decent option. Maybe if you can have both skills, might not be too bad. But at the same time, I think Bono style Gluttony might be a bit better in my opinion. Then we have skills from events, Stamina to Spare, slightly decrease fatigue upon approaching mid-race as a pace chaser, and then Countermeasure, slightly increase passing and bleeding on position towards the front upon approaching late race. So some decent stuff there. And then here's our races pretty much. We got the make debut, then we have to get at least 3,000 fans, then get at least 10,000 fans, and then place 3rd or better in the Sprinter Stakes, then place 3rd or better in the Swan Stakes, then place 3rd or better in the Mile Championship, then place 1st in the Takamatsu no Miya Kinen, then place 2nd or better in the Yasuda Kinen, then place 1st in the Sprinter Stakes, again, which is kind of funny because we had one earlier, and then lastly, place 1st in Mile Championship, which is, you know, technically the last part, you know, URA and all that. But yeah, not too bad, you know, decent amount of stuff here. And then let's go ahead and check out the, you know, the Google Doc here, just to see, you know, a bit more information, as well as where, you know, where more veteran players would consider different Umas to be rated and whatnot, right? So as usual, 1 means not that great, let's see your favorite, and then 5 is meta. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty, so Hishi Akebono. So her ratings are as a pace chaser 4, Team Charles 5, hair 2. So basically, she's pretty good. So honestly, she's pretty good. So as a pace chaser, as like a regular Uma they're just using to like just run and do different races, she's good. For Team Charles, she's meta, so she's really good at that. As for specifically sprint races as a pace chaser, so she would be a #1 go-to pick. And then as a parent, she doesn't really have any good skills to pass down to any other Umas, so not really that good as a parent here. And then a little summary here is basically Akebono is a solid pace chaser. Her unique is mid-leg speed unique if you don't do anything special, which is pretty good. You can stack stamina on her, which to make her unique trigger later and get the acceleration from it into the spurt, but it takes like 1,000 stamina with heals to do that. Generally it's not worth it, but it's a fun meme strategy, which does sound quite funny. So basically just build a bunch of blue skills and then just fully stack into stamina probably as much as you can to make something like that work, but that's pretty cool. And then as a little teaser, it looks like the next Oma here, Agnes Digital's it looks like she's really meta. Yeah, it looks like she's really meta, which is quite interesting. So we'll take a look at her more detail in the next video when she does drop. It looks like she might actually be like maybe like a strong pick before Christmas Aguri Cap, right? But we'll take a look at that later. I did want to quickly look over the support card list. I will be honest, pretty simple. Probably don't need a summon on it, but if we go look at the tier list though, both cards are considered because there's they're both speed cards, and they're both S tier if you have an MLB. Otherwise, if you don't have an MLB, they fall off a little bit more, right? But at the same time, the cards are quite good if you have an MLB, but at the same time, I don't think it's worth going out of your way to do summons, because there's going to be way better cards coming in the future, and these cards were literally in the game since day 1, so I don't really think it's worth going out of your way for these cards specifically. Plus, Kitasan Black support card banner should be coming up in the next 2-3 months, something like that. But yeah, something like that. Anyways, with that being said, should you summon for Hishi Akebono? Honestly, really strong Uma. Wouldn't blame you if you really wanted to get her, but at the same time, she's not an Uma where it's like she's super niche and does like a lot of crazy good stuff that you really need her. But if you really like her, you're not really losing out on anything, or like, my bad, you're not wasting your summons, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so basically if you were to summon her, you're not wasting your carrots, because she is pretty good, but at the same time she's not super crazy to where you're not like benefiting like massively, like if it was like Kitasan Black or like a Aguri Cap or something like that, right? But with that overall being said, good luck with the summons, you know, with the free summons as well. Hopefully you guys were able to get the free, not free, the new recreation support card from that happened like I think last week or whatever, like the last video, because that card is really good. Luckily you only really need one dupe to make it work, especially for the Unity Cup. Of course if you have multiple dupes, makes it way better, but if you only have one dupe, it's still, or if you don't have any dupes where you guys have a card, it's still usable. Very good in Unity Cup. So good luck with your guys' summons. Let me know let me know how your summons went down in the comments below, or any other information you guys want to talk about. You know, always ready to chat and help out where I can. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace and take care, everybody.